Hello students, so this will be our fourth video of chapter 3, chapter 2, chapter 2 physics 9. This will be our video number 4. So till video 3 we have completed the unit 1 of chapter 2. Okay, all the questions have been discussed. So I think you can solve the numerical problems. Okay, practice problem number 1 in page number 39. Practice problem 1. So first question. So all of you please open the page number 39 of your physics book. So question is, a car covers 90 km in 1.5 hours. So that means our distance. One distance is our 90 km. Okay. It's a car cover 90 km in 1 hour towards east. So this will be not a distance, this will be our displacement, because distance is given. So displacement is 90 kilometers towards east. Okay, then time is given. So what is time? Time is our 1.5 hour. So if we convert it into hour fraction, so what we will get? So 2 on the 2, 2 plus 1, 3, 3 by 2 hour. So we need to calculate the displacement for car and its velocity in kilometer per hour and meter per second. So already displacement is given. So first part is our displacement of a car. So what is displacement of a car? Displacement is 90 km towards east. So this is the displacement. Now we will calculate the second part, that is our velocity. So what is velocity? Our formula for velocity is displacement by time. First we need to calculate it in kilometer per hour, then we will calculate in meter per second. So displacement is our 90 km divided by time is our 3 by 2 hour. So so this will be 90 into 2 by 3 kilometer per hour. Okay, so if we cancel out, this will be 3 to 9, 30, 3 to 6. This will be 60 km per hour. So this is the answer in kilometer per hour. Now we need to convert it into meter per second. So suppose this is our first part A. So if we calculate in meter per second, so velocity is equals to 60 km per hour. That means kilometer by hour. So we need to calculate kilometer into meters. So we know that 1 kilometer equal to 1000 meters. So we have to multiply it by 1000 meters. And in hour, we need to convert hour into second. Okay, or we have one formula, so you can by heart that 1 kilometer per hour is equals to 5 by 18 meter per second. So we can directly calculate this. So 60 km per hour, this can be converted into meter per second by multiply 5 by 18 meter per second. Okay, so 6 3 is 18, 6 10 is 60. So this will be our 10 into 550, 50 by 3. Okay, so if we convert it in so 3 1 is 3, so this will be our 16.67 meter per second. So this is the second point. So things are very easy, so you try to solve this. Okay, so second part you take homework, question number 2, practice problem number 1, question number 2, you take that homework. Okay, so 2 part, second number you try to be right. Next, in practice problem number 2, question number 1. Question is, the change in velocity of a motorbike is 54 km per hour in 1 minute. So calculate the acceleration in meter per second and kilometer per hour square. Okay, so change in velocity is given. So change in velocity. So change in velocity is our 54 km per hour. And what is time? Time is our 1 minute. Okay, so we need to calculate the acceleration. Okay, so before, so both in meter per second square and kilometer per hour square. Okay, so for that, what we need to convert? We need to convert time into hour. Okay, because change in velocity is in per hour, so we need to convert the time into hour. Fine. So how to convert it? So this will be we need time in both second and hour. So this will be our we can say 1 minute. So how to convert in hour? This will be our 1/60 hour. Okay, so therefore acceleration in meter per second square. Okay, so for meter per second square, so for this we need to calculate. So our velocity was 50 kilometer per hour. We need to convert it into meter per second. Okay, so 50 into for kilometer per hour. To convert it into meter per second, we will multiply by 5/18. So meter per second. So what will be the answer? So this will be our, you can say 15 5 is 250 divided by 18 meter per second. So we can reduce this. So this will be our 250 by 18 meter per second. So what was the formula? Let us first write the formula. So acceleration is change in velocity by time. So change in velocity is 250 by 18 divided by time. Time is, we have to take in second. So 1 minute. So 1 minute equal to 60 seconds. So we can take 60 seconds or 1/60 hours. So we need second. So we will use that one. 60. So this can be written as 250 by 18 into 1/60. Now you solve this, you will get the answer. Okay. So similarly, you try to solve the second one also. You will get the answer. All have been converted. So you try to solve this. Fine. Okay. Now we will move to unit 2. That is one-dimensional motion. Okay, so we need generally the graph. Okay, the graphical representation. So representation of one-dimensional motion. So one-dimensional motion can be represented by a straight line parallel to x-axis. Okay, if x-axis is taken as the direction of motion, and every point represents the position of the particle at different instances. Okay, so suppose we can write in the graphical representation, suppose the direction of motion is in the x direction. So every point, these points will represent the position. Okay, this dots will represent the position at different instance. Okay, so this, you can say these are the positions of particle at any instant of time. Okay. Okay, so now we will represent the graphically. So for graphical representation, we have three types of graph. That is displacement time graph, displacement time graph. That means in the x-axis there will be displacement, or in the y-axis there will be displacement. In both the axes, displacement and time will be there. So displacement time graph. Number 2, velocity time graph. And then third one is our acceleration time graph. Fine. So we need to discuss all these graphs. So first we will learn about the displacement time graph. Okay. The first one. So that is displacement time graph. So you can see the diagram. Okay, so these graphs are very useful in studying the linear motion. Generally these are useful. Okay, these graphs, we can say that these graphs are useful in studying the linear motion. Clear? So displacement is plotted in y-axis and the time is plotted in x-axis. So if we see the general figure, so in the x-axis, in the y-axis, so in the x-axis we generally put time, and in the y-axis we will put displacement. Clear? Okay. So now we will study the different cases. So let us mark as a start. So for displacement time graph, our first case is when displacement time graph is parallel to the time. Okay, if these are parallel to the time. So first one is when displacement time graph is parallel to x-axis. Okay, so displacement time graph is parallel to x-axis. So x-axis is this one, x-axis. So if you draw the graph, so this will be like this. Fine. So every point, this will be the position. Suppose we write time in second. Okay, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4 seconds like this. And suppose in the displacement is in meter. Okay, displacement in meter. So this is 1 meter, 2 meter, 3 meter, 4 meter, is like this. Okay, so if we see the graph is parallel, so at time equal to 1 second, the position is at 3, and again at the time is 2 seconds, the position is again at 3. So at time equal 3 seconds, the position is 3, and time at 4 seconds, the position is 3. So that means when the displacement time graph is parallel to x-axis, this means that the body is stationary, that time is passing but the position of the body is not changing. Okay, so what will be the answer for this? When the displacement time graph is parallel to x-axis, then what it does, it means the body is not changing. That means we can say the body is not changing its position, with respect to time. Okay, with respect to time, or what we can say, or the body is stationary. Stationary means the body is not changing its position or not moving. Clear? Okay. Similarly, for this displacement time graph, we have the next part. It is B. That is when displacement time graph is a straight line. Okay, but one condition is there, is not parallel to time axis. It is a straight line, graph is a straight line, but it will be not a parallel to x-axis. So your graph will look like this. So your x-axis, along the x-axis we have time, which is measured in second, and along y-axis we have displacement, which is measured in meter. Okay, so suppose time is 1, 2, 3, 4, and similarly suppose 2, 4, 6, 8, like this. So your graph is like this, straight line but not parallel to x-axis. You can see the graph is not parallel to x-axis. Okay, so what does this represent? So if the graph, displacement time graph is a straight line but not parallel to, okay, but not parallel to our x-axis, that it represents that the particle starts from origin and moves away from the time displacement graph. This type of body is said to have, the body is said to be in moving with a uniform velocity. So we can say the body is said to be moving with uniform velocity. Okay, that means time t, the velocity was at 2, the displacement was at 2. So at time 2 the displacement was at 4, at time 3 the displacement was at 6. So that means with increase in time the velocity is changing, but equal interval. Okay, so you can see the graph, the distance is 2 meter, again 2 meter, again 2 meter, again 2 meter. So at each second it is covering 2 meters. So that means it is a uniform motion, or the particle or the body is moving with a uniform motion or uniform velocity. Okay, fine. Next, the third point. So let us do it in the next slide. Third point is when displacement time graph is not a straight line. Okay, it's not a straight line. So for the first case we have written the displacement time graph is a straight line parallel to x-axis. second one is again a straight line but not parallel to x-axis, and the third one is not parallel or not a straight line. Okay, so if it is not a straight line, so then our curve will look like x, and this is our displacement in meters and time in seconds. Okay, so the graph is like that, little bit curved one. Okay, or we can take like this. Okay, so if the displacement time graph is a curve, okay, is not a straight line, so not a straight line is, or you can say curve, C-U-R-V-E. so what will be the answer? So it represents variable velocity of a moving body. Okay, so it represents variable velocity, okay, of a moving body. So question may ask from all these three graphs. Okay, so you can see this. So we have discussed the three graphs regarding the displacement time graph. Now we will change the displacement, and in case of displacement we will put the velocity time graph. So in case of velocity time graph, we will have generally three types of graph, and in each three type of graph we will have different section of graphs. Okay, so first one is our displacement time graph, second is our velocity time graph, and third one will be our acceleration time graph. So question second part is our velocity time graph. Okay, so in this graphs the velocity is plotted on y-axis and time is plotted in x-axis. So this one, so your x-axis and y-axis. So in case of x-axis we have our time in general, and in y-axis we have displacement, but here we will take velocity, which is will be measured in meter or kilometer. Okay, and the slope such graph, the slope of such graph, you can write one note, the slope of such graph gives acceleration. Okay, slope of such graph gives acceleration. Fine. Okay, so here also we have three different cases. So first case is when velocity time graph is parallel to your time axis. Okay, when velocity time graph is parallel to x-axis. So for this case, what will be the graph will look like? This is our time in second, and along y-axis we will have velocity, which will be measured in meter, m. Okay, so when the velocity time graph is parallel to x-axis, so parallel to x-axis will be like this. So at time, at 1 second the velocity was something like, suppose it is 20, 15, 10, 5, and suppose 0, 1, 2, 3, like this. Okay, so and at time x equals to 1 second, the velocity was 20 meter per second. Velocity not in meters, so the velocity will be in terms of meter per second. So when time was 1 second, the velocity was your 20 meter per second. Time was 2 seconds, velocity was second 20 meter per second. Velocity when time was 3 seconds, the velocity is second 20 meter per second. So that means velocity is fixed. Okay, so this means what we can say, that the body is moving with a uniform velocity. We can say the body is moving with a uniform velocity. So as in graph, the velocity is, the line is from 20, so moving with a uniform velocity, we can write of 20 meter per second. Okay, so in your question the line may be drawn from 15 also, so then the uniform velocity will be 15 meter per second. The line may be drawn from 50 also, so your velocity will be 50 meter per second, like that. Okay, clear? Okay, so from this graph we can calculate the displacement also. Why? How? We know that velocity equal to displacement by time. So from this formula, what we know, the displacement can be written as velocity into time. So if velocity is known and time is known, then we can calculate the displacement also with this formula. Okay, similarly the case B, what we can say, when velocity time graph is a straight line but not parallel to x-axis. Okay, so all the cases will be same as we have discussed for displacement time graph, but the results will be different. So when velocity time graph is a straight line but not parallel to x-axis, then what will be, how the graph will look like? So the graph will look like, in x-axis it will be time, and along y-axis this will be our velocity, which will be measured in meter per second, and time will be in terms of second. So this will be the case. Okay, so that means it is a straight line but not parallel to x-axis. So we can say when the body start from rest and its velocity increases at a uniform rate. Okay, so at uniform rate the velocity is increasing. Clear? So we can say that velocity increases at uniform rate. Velocity increases at uniform rate. Clear? Fine. So here from this graph we can say that initially we can say the position of the body is at rest. Okay, because it is a 0. So you can say initially the body was at rest. But if we draw the same diagram, okay, if we draw the same diagram, but suppose the velocity starts from here, straight line, but it starts from here. Suppose this position is our 1, 2, 3, like this. This is 5, 10, 15. So you can check it from the book also, from the graph. Now you can say that initially means, what does the meaning of initially? Initially means when our time is equals to 0. So when time equal to 0, the body was rest. Rest means at the position of 0. Rest means at position of 0. So then it is said to be rest. So but in the second graph, you can see that when the time was 0, the velocity was 5. So that means initially the velocity was not 0. Initially the body was not at rest. So here you can say that initially the body was not at rest. So in this way you need to know the curves. Okay, similarly we have the next one, that is C. So that means when velocity time graph represents straight line, but that does not change uniformly with respect to time. Okay, so how we can say that? We can say that velocity time graph in which velocity does not change uniformly with respect to time. Okay, so your graph will be look like this. It is velocity and it is time. Okay, so suppose the position is our 0, 3, 6, 9 and time 1, 2, 3, 4, like this. So suppose for 1 second it have its velocity increases, and for the next 1 second suppose velocity is fixed, and again at next step suppose velocity is decreasing. So like this, and after suppose some time again it increases. Okay, and after some time it again decreases. So this type. Okay, so we have discussed the 3 graphs and how to calculate the displacement. Also we can calculate this. Okay, so that means if velocity time graph is parallel to the time axis, then body is moving at a uniform velocity. Okay, so conclusion part. drawn from the velocity time graph. Velocity time graph. So you have to write this from book. Okay, so this part is homework, so write it from book. You will get in page number 43, 44. Oh sorry, 42 to 43. Okay, so for the different graphs A, B, C, you will get different conclusion. So if you see, if the velocity time graph is parallel to x-axis, then what we can conclude? We can conclude three things. That is, body is moving with uniform velocity, its acceleration is 0, and its displacement can be found by the area of the graph. Okay, and similarly, if the velocity time graph is a straight line but not moving not parallel to the x-axis, then we can say that the body is moving with a variable velocity. It has uniform acceleration, which can be found by the slope of the curve. Okay, the acceleration can be found from the slope of the curve, and similarly displacement can be found by finding the area of the velocity time graph. Okay, and similarly, if slope is positive, then body has positive acceleration. Okay, or if the body is have positive acceleration, then slope is positive. Similarly, if the velocity time graph is a curve, so if it is a curve, then the body has a variable velocity with variable acceleration. Acceleration is also varying and velocity is also varying. Okay, then if the then similarly area of under the curve represents the displacement, and acceleration at any instant can be found by finding the slope at that point particularly. Clear? Similarly, we have the third one, that is our acceleration time graph. Acceleration time graph. So in acceleration time graph, you can see the three figures. Okay, so you can see we have taken 2 points AB. So AB is coinciding with time axis. From the figure it can be clear that acceleration of the body along the time axis is 0, and hence it is moving with a uniform velocity. Fine. So similarly, you draw the three graphs. Okay, so draw the three graphs from the book. Okay, similarly, we have the second one, figure number 2.10. okay, represents an acceleration time graph parallel to time axis. If the line is parallel to x-axis, so from the figure it is clear that acceleration is not changing, therefore body is moving with a uniform acceleration but with variable velocity. Okay, and the area of the curve, how we can find the area of the curve? That is with acceleration into time, and that will give us the velocity, because what is acceleration? Acceleration is equal to velocity by time. So from this we can find a velocity. So what will be velocity? It will be acceleration into time. Okay, and similarly, if it is a straight line but not parallel to x-axis, then we can say from the clear graph we can easily say that body is moving with a variable velocity and variable time, variable acceleration, and if we find the area, that will give us the velocity. Clear? So up to this we have our unit 2, so we can discuss the exercise number 2. Okay, all up the questions are MCQ. The first question is, a graph is a straight line parallel to the time axis in a distance time graph. From the graph it implies the bodies. So all the graph have been discussed. The slope of a displacement time graph. So what was the slope of the displacement time graph? So if you find the slope of displacement time graph, what you will get? We have discussed. So what we will get? Displacement into time. What you will get? Velocity. Okay, uniform speed, non-uniform speed, uniform velocity, or uniform acceleration. So you tick the correct answer and send me. Similarly, question number 3, a body dropped from the top of the tower, reaches the ground in 4 seconds. Height of the tower was, okay, a body dropped from the top of a tower, reaches the ground at 4 seconds. So what will be the height of the tower? So how we can calculate this? Question number 3, like this. Okay, the situation is like this. Suppose a tower is here, so let it be a tower. So a body is dropped from the top of the tower, and when it's dropped, it reaches the ground at time equal to 4 seconds. We need to calculate the height of the tower. So how we can calculate this? Okay, as the video have been reached 30 minutes, so I will make another video in which I will give the detailed solution of the all the question and answer, objective and subjective, and we have the practice problem also. So I will try to cover all the questions and all the topics of unit 3, okay, in the next video. So till then, just you try to see it, the topics which we have discussed today, fine. And if you find any difficulty, then reach to me. Okay, thank you.